Hi Gemini, how are we today? I'm just doing our weekly readings. This week we're just doing a bit of whatever wants to come out sort of a reading, okay? I will be starting off with a affirmation card and then moving through to Lenormand and some of those love oracles as well. Leave a comment if you want to go in the draw for that free personal reading. We'll be drawing that hopefully super soon when we hit our first 100 subscribers. So like and subscribe to the channel as well, guys. I really do appreciate it being just such a small channel here. Okay, but getting into it for you, Gemini, we're starting off with the Spirit Junkie affirmations deck. I do have a new Lenormand deck here, the Jelly Bean Lenormand, as well as, like I said, some love oracles. So we've got the Hidden Truth oracle as well as the Angel Answers love oracle. Okay, so getting into it for you, Gemini. What does Gemini need to know, please? What does Gemini need to know? We have this gorgeous card here that does say, I am willing to see the sameness with others. This opens my awareness to oneness. Okay, so looking at similarities between yourself and others in a positive way, of course. So, if you do see an attribute somebody else has that, you are maybe envious of, something that you sort of look up to within somebody else, recognizing that you have that ability within you as well to be like that as well, and that you're part of this whole of humanity. Okay, so it's the greatest that we can see in others is also the greatest that we can see in ourselves as well, Gemini. But we'll have a look at your energy, Gemini. Okay, Gemini, what's going on for Gemini at this time, please? Okay, and just one to clarify that second card. Can I please get clarity on that second card, please? Okay, so Gemini, we are seeing here, firstly, the anchor energy for your energy. So the anchor energy is all about, things that are holding you down securely. I do feel in this particular reading, looking at those cards ahead, that this is more so along the lines of something holding you down, holding you back, holding you a bit stuck where you are at the moment. Okay, because we do have the snake energy, which was actually clarified by the coffin. Okay, so what we're kind of seeing here is that there's something holding you back. I do feel for a lot of you, this may be something that's happened in the recent past, some sort of ending with that coffin there. It really does talk about that death and rebirth cycle. So it can talk about things ending. So I do feel as though, there may have been, for some of you, this may just have been, a physical intimacy thing that has now ended between you and somebody, where maybe you were hoping it was going to turn into something more, but it has just sort of stayed a short-term, physical thing, and then we've moved on from that, and that has ended for some reason. But for others of you, this is actually talking more about, there's something that you desired or were passionate about, and that cycle for some reason has had to close off or has had to end. It's feeling as though it may not be within the realm of possibility for you at this time. Okay, and it's kind of holding you back because it's something that you were you know, the snake does talk about desire and passion and ambition. So it's kind of like, and there is that element too with the snake of deception or self-deception. So you may have been desirous of something that you were maybe in a little bit of, self-denial that cycle is not quite for you, that cycle has ended, the opportunity has ended for you to be able to follow that passion, to follow that ambition. Okay, so Definitely an interesting energy there, but we do see with the anchor, the anchor is something that it's like I said, it can hold you down and hold you back, but the anchor in itself is actually supposed to hold you down, hold you steady. It can give off this stuck kind of vibe, but it's really about remembering that when we do have that anchor energy, that not allowing those things to hold us down, but allow them to actually hold us secure in ourselves, knowing that, yeah, sure, even if this has ended and I wasn't sort of wanting that to end, with the anchor, we do get this message of like, you know, you can lift that anchor back up whenever you want. If you've been able to get through this hard little point here, that you can actually use that as your anchor in the future. So it's kind of like reminding yourself in the future, I got through this, so I can get through that again, or similar energy again. It's not allowing that anchor to hold yourself back, because keeping in mind that you are in control of the anchor. You have that, the button that you can press to wind that anchor back up within yourself. So it's kind of letting you know to not let it hold you back, with this snake energy. So definitely for some of you, that is some sort of self-deception that you're allowing to hold yourself back. But with that coffin there, it really does talk about the ending of something. Maybe possibly deceiving yourself that something has ended, but it has not. You're not sort of maybe not seeing the side of the coffin where it is death and rebirth. So sometimes things do need to end in order for that energy to sort of be born again into something completely different. So rather than allowing it to once again hold you down with that anchor energy, allowing it to actually transform into this new energy, and sort of go from there. But I'm going to grab a couple of extra cards and see if we can delve into that a little bit more, or not so much into the issue, but what comes from that energy. Okay, where does that energy lead for Gemini, please? Yeah, so straight away we're seeing the stalk, which is all about new beginnings and stirring up brand new energy. So really focusing on, using whatever the energy that you had put into this past, passion, desire, the passion, desire, ambition that you had for that thing that has now ended, or that opportunity that has ended. Really using that to stir up your emotions and stir up new energy for new things to become possible from that same desire and passion within you. Okay, and one more for Gemini, please. Outcomes for Gemini with this situation, please. Yeah, so we're seeing the sun there. Okay, so the sun is all about happiness. Okay, so once we do start to, utilize whatever's held us back, whatever's ended for us, utilize that, to stir up new energy within yourself, thinking, it may not have worked out with that particular thing, but I'm going to put all that passion that I had for that into this brand new thing, and you're going to result in a very happy outcome for yourself there, Gemini. We do see the sun does also talk about things coming to light. All right, so I do feel as though this is that energy of a month down the track, all of a sudden you kind of realizing, do you know what, if that hadn't happened, and that hadn't have that opportunity hadn't have been missed or ended, or whatever it was in your particular situation, I never would have gotten to this situation. I never would have realized that, hang on, my true passion actually lays over here, in this happiness, rather than in that thing that you just for some reason you're feeling a bit stuck by that, because it's once again, it's that vibe of it is connecting with that initial oracle of, I am willing to see my sameness with others. This opens my awareness to oneness. So it's kind of that little vibe here with the, the desire and the passion, and sometimes that self-deceit with that snake energy. It's kind of that energy of, maybe looking at what somebody else has and wondering why you don't have that in your life, and you know, why don't you have that same opportunity open to you? Or why did you miss out on that opportunity, whereas that person got it? But it all comes down to that, you know, seeing the sameness of the energy. You know, sometimes, you know, the energy of maybe that person, you know, was just more aligned to that thing. And then you over here, you actually are revealing to yourself that there might be something brand new that is actually more aligned to you. You know, so it's really utilizing that oneness energy, and not looking at the little thing, but looking at the whole picture. You know, rather than just you and your difficulties, but looking at the entire picture. So, you know, that other person that you may be looking at, they may have their own difficulties and struggles with other things that you might be fantastic at. All right, so it's a very interesting message for you there, Gemini. But I do feel as though, you know, pull yourself up out of this stuck sort of energy, and utilize that stuck sort of energy to recognize that, you know what, I can get through this, and if I can get through this, then I can face that. I can face worse in the future, and I'm going to use the passion and the ambition and the drive that I had here for whatever this was for you. I'm going to use that to actually stir up some new ideas, some new passions within myself, because that stalk energy, it definitely can talk about ideas sort of, you know, gestating in the back of your mind as well, because it is the pregnancy card. So it does talk about that gestational period before things are actually born out into the world. So it definitely can talk about, you know, like an idea. So using this ending, using this thing that you have had to, you know, close the door on, to actually stir up new ideas. It may be a very similar thing, but you know, you may actually just have that little extra that changes it completely, and really is actually, you know, opening your eyes up to a whole, like a whole extra layer of passion and whatnot for you. So I do feel that, you know, even if you felt strongly that that was your thing and that was your passion, I do feel as though you're actually moving into an energy where you're finding the little piece that was missing from that. All right, and it just wasn't 100% one with you, but you're moving forward into actually, you know, creating that 110% you thing. Okay, so I know I'm being a little bit you know, it is a collective message, so it's going to play out slightly different for everyone there. But we'll have a look at energy coming towards you, Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Energy coming towards Gemini, please. Okay. And why does Gemini need to know about that energy, please? Okay, well, I asked, why do you need to know about that energy? And I got the ship, which is, it's coming towards you. So it's pardon me, Gemini. It's you know, pretty straightforward. But when I do ask what energy is sort of around you, coming towards you here, I'm seeing a really lovely answer here. I do have, first and foremost, the fish. Okay, so that's the abundance card, the wealth card. So, you know, these new beginnings, I do feel as though stirring up some new energy and is going to reveal this abundance to you in the near future as well. So I'm definitely feeling that for a lot of you, this is actually definitely talking about money. So an increase in your financial sort of situation, especially when, you know, we're asking, why do you need to know this? And we're seeing the ship. So we're really seeing that this ship is, you know, it's full of cargo and it's coming straight in for you. It's, you know, your ships are coming in. You know, all this good fortune is headed your way. All right. So it's feeling quite close as well, Gemini. We might get a bit of a timing come through when we look at the oracle there as well, but it is feeling quite near future as well. All right. And we're also seeing the dog energy, okay? So that's the card of friendships. It does talk about loyalty and support and compassion, okay? So someone is coming towards you with loyalty and support for you. So it does look as though you may be having a bit more of a difficult time currently, but moving forward, things really are perking up for you and stirring up that new energy. And we do have, a lot of loyalty and support coming towards you. And especially with that, with the fish energy, I do feel as though this is talking about, financial support as well. So, whether that is, for some of you, that may actually be from an external source, someone coming to you and helping you out. If you are struggling a little bit with financials, there may be somebody, coming in and helping you out financially. But for a lot of you, I just feel as though this is, the fish are the support and the loyalty to you, and you are going to sort of have that cushion, is what I'm kind of getting from that, is that, you're going to have this supportive cushion, this nest egg coming. It will be, it'll be, it feels like that financial situation where, that if emergency pops up, it's okay. You've got that. It's feeling as though you're very well supported, in the near future on a financial basis. Okay, it is feeling financial, that one there. I'm going to grab one of those Ask the Angels oracles and see if we can get some timing or further details about that energy. Okay, can we get further details for Gemini about that fish and dog energy, please? We're seeing peaceful resolution. So definitely there definitely could be some sort of like a resolution to a problem. So it definitely could be, something along the lines of, a some sort of payout as well. Definitely that sort of thing coming through with the peaceful resolution energy there. So it's just feeling as though, it's not going to be anything huge or dramatic, but it's going to, just give you that cushion of support that you may need. And you're going to just be, peaceful and happy about, things are flowing really well when it comes to, your abundance and your wealth. And obviously keeping in mind that, abundance and wealth, it is more than just money as well. So we definitely could be seeing, peaceful resolutions, if you are having any, issues with people, with certain things in your life, definitely looking at peaceful resolutions and those bringing abundance your way, a lot of loyalty and support your way. You do need to know about it because of that ship energy. So it's probably also important to note that for some of you, the reason you need to know about this is because you may need to travel as well, to find this peaceful resolution, to find this extra abundance. There may be some sort of travel involved in that for you, Gemini. So you may need to, physically travel towards, there may be a new job or something like that where you do need to actually travel a little bit further, that sort of thing as well. Okay, so just as a, that may not resonate for every single person, every single situation, but for some of you, there's definitely some physical travel in, and that's why you needed to know about that as well, because, it's kind of that reassurance that, yes, that opportunity that you do have to travel for, it's definitely going to bring in abundance for you. So if there is a new opportunity, if you've stirred up some new energy, moving forward, and you're questioning whether you should, do the close thing or the thing where you do need to travel further. The thing where you travel further is definitely going to provide you with that support and loyalty too. So, if we're looking at a financial job type thing, having the dog card there, it does show a lot of loyalty, so that it will be, quite a long-term secure position if we are looking at a job question for you there, Gemini. Okay, but very interesting. I'm going to ask specifically about love, okay? And I'll just grab what past, present, future for love, and I'll grab some oracle for those as well. Okay, Gemini, past, present, future for Gemini in love, please. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to grab some of those hidden truths, looking more at this past energy, please. Past energy for Gemini in love. Okay, so for some of you, this is actually what that anchor energy was showing, for you, because we do have here, I've got the cross in the lenormand has come through, so that is actually feeling, it can talk about a spiritual connection, a sense of destiny, following the path of destiny. So that ending that we saw up the top there, that was kind of a destined ending because there's something better along the path for you. But this is actually showing that, in the recent past, when it comes to love, you have been carrying some burdens. There is some things that are burdening you in regard to this connection, and right here we're kind of seeing exactly what that was, because we're seeing this card here. We need to let each other go. All right. So one of you, or both of you, feeling as though, look, we need to let each other go and move past this previous connection. You don't know how hard it is to let you go. Okay, so it's that struggle with letting go. That's what that burden really is. It's that struggle to let go and move forward from the past when it comes to love. Because then in the present, we're seeing you here as the bear energy, which is a very sort of defensive, that protective of yourself kind of energy, being guarded against love connections, quite, standing strong and powerful in your own self, but, very, very, it does feel very guarded up against sort of love, or being a little bit defensive, even not wanting to let people get too close to you because you are sort of trying to protect yourself when it comes to love. And then in the near future, though, we do see the lily. All right. So the lily is about long-term opportunities and finding emotional intimacy in the near future. Okay. So this is all about, in the long term, I do feel as though this past connection, it's actually teaching you how to, or what to aim for when it comes to emotional intimacy within your connections. Okay. So I feel as though it's giving you this sort of, it sounds, a lot of the time I'll just roll my eyes at myself because we don't always want it to learn lessons from love. Sometimes we want to go on a different path than just the lessons over and over again, but it's actually giving you that opportunity to really work out what emotional intimacy truly means to you in the future moving forward, and that's sort of going to stick around long term. You are going to have a much more supportive emotional self moving forwards in love. Okay, yeah, we'll be more able to be a bit more vulnerable once we get through this bear energy, which is just the present. It's fine to be guarded against love. Just make sure you're not, pushing people away, rather than, protect yourself, but be careful not to push people away. It's okay to be vulnerable. We're seeing as with that lily card there. Okay, so extra message for Gemini with love, please, for the future. Yeah, so we are seeing not the right time, okay? So we are just still, getting through a little bit of that bear energy at the moment, and it's just not quite the right time for you to be focusing on love completely, Gemini, because what I'm actually seeing here is, the abundance card has also come out. So we've got the double abundance cards coming out at the moment. So at the moment you are needing to focus on your abundance and your financials rather than focusing on love too heavily. There's something I say quite a lot. It's like, some of us, our soulmate might be money, and that's perfectly fine as well. All right, but heading forwards to abundance, because once I do feel just intuitively here, Gemini, that once you do sort of start to focus yourself on your abundance and how to create abundance in different areas of your life, focusing on finding that financial cushion cushion, that financial support for yourself, having those peaceful resolutions. I feel as though that peaceful resolution will sort of play out in other areas of your life as well. So, sometimes we do need those little distractions, and focusing on your wealth and finances sometimes is actually a really good way to distract yourself from, matters of the heart. And then, one you get a few months into that, and then all of a sudden you realize, do you know what? That doesn't actually affect me as much anymore. It doesn't feel like a burden anymore. I think I've actually let that go. I'm not feeling so guarded anymore. And then, we might be seeing the right time popping up. So with that, not the right time, it is that divine timing. It's all about, getting to know yourself again with that emotional intimacy. So really opening yourself up to be a bit more vulnerable with yourself, and focusing on other things at this time, and eventually, that will actually have a flow on effect to other areas of your life as well. All right, well, that's what we have for you today, Gemini. Leave me a comment, and you will go in the draw for that free personal reading. But hopefully, I'll see you all again soon.